Drones are everywhere. These unmanned aerial vehicles have become a big part of our world. From delivering packages to filming amazing videos, drones do it all. Remember when drones seemed like something out of science fiction? Now anyone can fly one. Personal drones are super popular, they're fun to build and even more fun to fly. Building your own drone is an awesome project. You learn about how things work and get to fly something you built yourself. It's a blast. Ready to get started? Let's build a drone. Before we start building, we need the right stuff. Think of it like gathering ingredients for a recipe. Here's what you'll need. Frame. This is the drone skeleton. It holds everything together. You can buy pre-made frames or make your own. Motors. These spin the propellers and give your drone lift. Propellers. These attach to the motors and push the air downwards, making the drone fly. Flight controller. The brain of the drone. It tells the motors what to do. Electronic speed controllers, ESCs. These control the speed of the motors. Battery. This powers your drone. Transmitter and receiver. You use these to control your drone remotely. You'll also need some basic tools. Soldering iron and solder wire strippers, zip ties, Velcro straps. Got everything? Great, let's get building. The frame is the foundation of your drone. It's what everything else attaches to. Think of it like the chassis of a car. First, carefully unpack all the frame parts. You'll usually have 4 arms that connect to a central body. Now follow the instructions that came with your frame. They'll tell you exactly how to put it together. You'll usually use screws to connect the arms to the body. Make sure everything is nice and tight. You don't want your drone falling apart in mid-air. Time to give your drone some muscle. The motors are what make it fly. Carefully attach the motors to the arms of your frame. Again, your frame's instructions will show you exactly where they go. Make sure you use the right screws and don't over-tighten them. You could damage the motors. Once the motors are in place, connect them to the electronic speed controllers, ESCs. These little guys control how fast the motors spin. Section 5, Spinning into Action, Attaching the Propellers. Now for the fun part, it's time to put on the propellers. These are what actually push the air and lift your drone into the sky. Propellers usually come in pairs. Make sure you use the right propeller for each motor. They spin in different directions. Your frame's instructions will tell you which propeller goes where. Line them up carefully and tighten them down securely. Section 6, The Brains of the Operation, Mounting the Flight Controller. The flight controller is the brain of your drone. It tells the motors what to do and keeps your drone stable in the air. Carefully mount the flight controller onto the frame. There's usually a dedicated spot for it. Use double-sided tape or Velcro to secure it. Now connect the flight controller to the ESC's receiver and battery. This is the tricky part. Follow the wiring diagram in your flight controller's manual very carefully. Section 7, Safety First, Flight Second. Before you even think about flying your drone, safety is super important. Always fly your drone in a safe, open area away from people and obstacles. Start slowly. Practice in a simulator or with an experienced pilot before flying on your own. Check your drone before every flight. Make sure everything is secure and working properly. Don't fly in bad weather. Wind, rain, or snow can make flying dangerous. Know the drone laws in your area. Different countries and regions have different rules about where and when you can fly. Section 8. Troubleshooting for smooth sailing. Having a little trouble getting your drone off the ground? Don't worry, it happens. Here are a few common problems and how to fix them. Drone won't arm. Make sure your battery is charged, your transmitter is bound to the receiver and your propellers are on correctly. Drone drifts in one direction. You might need to calibrate your flight controller. This tells the drone what level is. Motors won't spin. Check your ESC connections and make sure they're getting power. If you're still having problems, don't give up. There are lots of online resources and forums where you can find help. Section 9. Taking to the skies. You did it. You built your very own drone. Now it's time for the best part, flying. Find a safe open area and take your drone for a spin. Start slowly and get a feel for the controls. Remember, practice makes perfect. The more you fly, the better you'll get at it. Building and flying drones is an amazing hobby. It's a great way to learn about technology, engineering, and problem solving. Plus, it's just plain fun, so get out there, experiment, and enjoy the skies.